What's better than a villain who wants to bring the end of the world to talk about the end of Mighty J Cosplay? Or is it? Hello shapeshifter and double gingers alike, I was Mighty J Cosplay and welcome to my channel. So sorry for the clickbaity title and thumbnail, I think it was a little bit dramatic, but it is true that this is the end of Mighty J Cosplay because I decided to continue under a new name. So basically in this video I will explain why I decided to change name and what will be the new name that I will use all across my social medias. So before we jump into the subject, just some quick reminders. You can give a like and subscribe to the channel for more Cosplay FX makeup tips and tricks, Cosplay FX makeup tutorial and other art related videos. So you can also follow me on Instagram to see pictures of my makeups and my drawings, and you can find the link in the description. So now that's being said, let's talk about why I decided to change name. So the first reason why I decided to change name is a little bit obvious. I mean, my name is Mighty J Cosplay, but how many times on this channel did I talked about cosplay, like costume crafting? None. Like, I think I did one video at the beginning of the channel where I talked about stuff that I bring with me to cosplay convention, and I think that's pretty much it. Don't get me wrong, when I started my social media, it was because I wanted to talk about cosplay. I wanted to kind of document my journey as a cosplayer. But it didn't really happen. I realized quickly enough that there's one big issue regarding cosplay on social media. When I create a costume, normally it takes me up to 6 months to do one. And like, I build a costume, I go to a cosplay convention, I get pictures taken by a photographer, some videos, and then I post them on social media. Like on Instagram I can maybe post 5 or 6 times about one of my costume, and sometime I can also post pictures of the process. But it's still not a lot of content for social media. So I realized that with cosplay makeup I was able to create content every week if I want to, but it was impossible with cosplay and costume crafting. I mean, I know some people are able to do that, but some people are also doing it full time, so which is obviously not my case. So that was one of the main reasons why I realized soon enough that doing a channel and going on social media only to talk about cosplay was not the best option for me. And that's why I decided to focus more on cosplay makeup, which was also my force and my signature regarding to my cosplays. The other thing is, as I said in another video, with lockdown it changed my whole perspective. When lockdown happened in March 2020, I still just finished building a new costume, and the convention where I was supposed to wear it just got cancelled. So I still have one costume that I haven't worn to any convention. And obviously when the lockdown happened, I wasn't really motivated to continue building costumes because I still had one that I never wore. And it was really harder to get my hands on supplies for costumes. Especially at the beginning of lockdown, a lot of people were rushing for fabrics to make like homemade face masks. So, I mean, it was just complicated, and I just really decided to focus even more on cosplay makeup. Also, I have to admit that the last costume that I built took me 6 months, but it was 6 months quite intense. I mean, I worked on my costume one day every week, generally it was on Sunday. I had 2 weeks in the holidays that I took off, but one of those weeks was fully dedicated on costume crafting. And after that I had to cut on social activities and going to the gym to have more time to complete my costume. Obviously all of that just before lockdown. So it's just that also creating costume kind of became stressful to me. And that's why I decided to change the way I was approaching cosplay. So instead of trying to make 2 costumes per year or one at every 6 months, now I have more the mentality, I will work on a costume and present it when it will be ready. So not to put pressure on myself for that. But I also realized that creating costume in an apartment is quite complex and not that easy. I mean, I've been able to do it, but there are some tasks that are harder, like especially when you start to do painting, like to do spray paint. In an apartment, it's kind of hard. I mean, obviously I just go outside, it's not that bad, but I mean, it would be obvious, it will be way easier like in a house if you have a garage or something. I mean, I'm working on that, but I'm to eventually buy a house, but I'm not there yet. But maybe it will encourage me then to go back even more on cosplay. But yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I decided to change name. It's just that I feel that Mighty J Cosplay is kind of misleading since I almost never really talk about cosplay. But it was not the only reason, and I will explain the other one. So, for the second reason, even if I stopped talking about cosplay, the name Mighty J Cosplay was still fitting because most of what I was posting was cosplay makeup. So Mighty J Cosplay was still fitting for when I was posting about makeup. But then I started to post another type of content and then it was not as appropriate. And it's when I started posting drawing. As I said, my original intent was really about cosplay and drawing was not under my radar at all. I was drawing when I was a teenager, but I had put that aside a long time ago. And I just rediscovered drawing in October 2020 because I needed to practice for doing a Venom makeup, so I decided to draw Venom and I kind of rediscovered it. And then on Black Friday I decided to try another medium. I was really curious about Copic markers, so I bought a 24 pack. I really loved it, and now I decided to go back into drawing. I started to post my drawing 1 week where I was not able to post content for my makeup because I had my gum graft, and I just wanted to post more about drawing. I mean, I'm really enthusiastic about drawing, especially with Copic marker. I do really like it. I want to push more content on social media regarding drawing. I started to post my drawing a lot more on Instagram. I started to post also speed drawing videos on my YouTube channel, but eventually I also want to put some drawing tutorials. But then it's always a little bit awkward when I post on social media about my drawing and going under the name Mighty J Cosplay. It's just that it's not really fitting. I mean, I think it's even worse on places like Reddit, because I do post sometimes my makeup, but a lot of time there's other subreddit where I will just post my drawings and people will never know about my makeups. But then I go under the name Mighty J Cosplay, which is a little bit awkward. So honestly, that is the main reason why I decided that now it's time to change name. As I said, even if I dropped cosplay, Mighty J Cosplay was still fitting for my cosplay makeups, but now with drawings it feels kind of awkward, and that was the final reason why I decided to change name, and that I decided that I need to do it now instead of later. So now that being said, let's talk about the new name. So, about the new name. So, first of all, I wanted to get rid of the cosplay part of my name, so because it was too specific for one medium. So obviously for the new name I wanted something that could fit for all the different type of medium that I do, something that could fit as well for cosplay, makeup and drawings. So my first thought was maybe going with Mighty J Art, but the problem is that even if it does encompass all of the art mediums, it's maybe a little too generic. Because with just the name Mighty J Art, you still have no clue about the type of art that I do. With Mighty J Cosplay, at least you got a clue on the medium that I was using, but with Mighty J Art, you get no clue at all. So if I was focusing too much on the medium, instead I wanted a name that could focus more on my artistic identity, like what are the themes, what are the topics that I do cover in most of my art. So instead of the medium, I could focus on that in my name. Also, I was not that attached to Mighty J, so I was also thinking about changing that part. Now all that being said, this is the end of my DJ cosplay. Behold, Monster J art. The thematic, the thing that comes the most with my art in all different mediums is as much with my drawing, my makeups and my cosplays. I'm always doing like monsters and villains. Like monster, demons, skulls, things like that. That's the most common thematic, and I think it does really encompass and really fit for the type of art that I do all across the different mediums. Obviously, it doesn't encompass all of the different thematic that I do. I mean, I still do like human portraits from time to time, and sometimes I do characters that are not evil or something. But I do feel that with the name Monster J Art, it is very representative of the type of art that I do, and it will cover like 90 to 95% of the art that I do. Like with my DJ cosplay, I felt that it was covering maybe 66% of the art that I do, completely leaving the drawing part behind. But with Monster J Art, I do feel that it does really well represent what I do. Obviously, I still focus a lot on portrait. I mean, with makeup, I only do the face, and with drawing, I mostly do portrait, but I still thought that focusing on portrait would not be a good idea because it wouldn't fit for my cosplays and my costumes, but that just going with Monster J Art would be a great fit that cover pretty much everything. So yeah. These were the reason why I decided to change name, and this is the new name. So as I'm posting this video, I will still go under my DJ cosplay for a while, and I will change later on. I know that changing name on social media is not something easy, and that it does have consequences. I mean, I made so many videos putting my Instagram handle, my DJ cosplay, and those videos will not be really fitting anymore. So I will have to take time to adjust a lot of things. I don't think I will try to edit my older video just to change my Instagram handle, but at least I will try to change the links to point to my new name, not necessarily my new account, but with my new name. And I know that for some social media, I think you just cannot really change your name. Like on Reddit, I will probably go under the name MyDJ Cosplay again, since I cannot change my name, but at least I will give indication where I can to say that my new name is now Monster J Art. So yeah, it may take a while, but this is what I'm planning, and you will see the change name soon enough. And this is the final result. So I did a cosplay SFX makeup of Lord Zed, one of the main villain in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So these were the main reason why I decided to stop as much as possible to go on social media as Mighty J Cosplay and then going under a new name. I hope it won't change the way you view me or my type of content or my artistry. It's just that I needed a name that was better fitting to encapsulate all of the type of art that I do and not only the cosplay related stuff. So I hope you really enjoyed the video. If so, please feel free to give a like and subscribe to the channel to see more cosplay SFX makeup tips and tricks, cosplay SFX makeup tutorial, and other type of art related videos like speed drawing videos. So I hope to see you in another video. Bye!